What is good, guys? It's Rey-Jay back with another video. And in this one, I wanted to break down what's going on with Tesla, SPY, Nvidia, the QQQ, and a couple of other tickers. I'm also going to break down some very important things about these levels and some nice patterns that are still holding so far. But before I break down this information, before I get into any more details, let me just mention a couple of things. I am firstly not a financial planner, so take nothing I say as financial advice. And also, if you guys can, please check out the Moomoo link, which is down below and in the description. If you sign up for Moomoo, the link down below, and deposit $100 into the account, you're guaranteed 5 free stocks. And deposit $1,000, you're guaranteed up to 15 free stocks, and the offer ends very soon. Anyways, for the market, I just want to call out that so far, when looking at SPY, we have this potential inverse head and shoulders like structure that is developing. And this chart is showing a lot of strength, in my opinion, because this is still holding up. Now, does this mean that SPY is about to explode? It doesn't guarantee it just yet, but we had to hold this support to kind of like give us more merit for this inverse shoulders to play out, and we've been holding it very, very well, in my opinion. So watch the 20 EMA, this 521.04 area as our resistance. The support is at 520.6. If we do break past this, we could start pushing higher to about 521.5, and above that, we could be pushing to this imbalance and higher levels as well. But overall, with this inverse head and shoulders like structure that is developing, and the fact that SPY is holding its key support so far, there is a lot of potential for this to start pushing up even higher. I think that SPY does, it has the potential, but it's not really ready to do it quite yet. We haven't actually broken out yet, and we're still kind of stuck between these EMAs. So what I want to say is that for the rest of the day, for the next 1.5 hours until the market closes, I want to see SPY hold this level at the very least. I want to see us close very close to 521, if not above that. If we lose this support and we start sinking back down to like 520, there's a very good chance it's going to start sinking lower, and this inverse head and shoulders could end up failing. But if we end up holding very close to where we are, we still have potential to get that bounce, and it still can end up playing out. So I want to watch for this by the time we close, not expecting it to break or anything like that just yet. I just want to see us close very close to 521. Let's see if we get that close, and this could give SPY more potential for tomorrow and beyond. Onto the QQQ, I just want to call out that the QQQ it also happens to have an inverse head and shoulders from this breakout from this bull flag. We have a left shoulder here, we have a head, a potential right shoulder that is forming. If we do sink a little bit more, if we do end up coming back down lower, it is possible for us to go all the way down to like 444 and then bounce, or we could bounce from here as we're holding our 50 EMA very, very well. So I'm still open-minded to the possibility that the QQQ could bounce from here, try to push up a little bit higher, but I want to see confirmation of this move. I want to see this thing hold up very, very nicely. Let's see if this thing could close very close to 446. If we close near there, there's going to be potential for a nice bounce tomorrow, or if not by Thursday. If we lose this support, the 50 EMA at 445.35, and close below that today, that's going to be a bad sign. We could actually sink a lot lower before we get some kind of bounce. So there is still potential for this. Looking at stocks like Tesla pumped all the way up to about 184. It was trying to push higher, but what happened was we got hit with some very, very tough resistance. And I was calling out this resistance earlier. We got this rejection, we came back down, and now we're basically approaching this range right here. We have resistance at 180, we have support at 178. As of right now, we're kind of stuck within that range. And I would say to just be a little bit patient with Tesla. Tesla is still on a very, very strong uptrend. So even if it comes all the way down to like 175 again, it could still bounce, right? It could still bounce and still be very bullish overall. So it has a lot of room to still remain on an uptrend. Now, as far as it goes, there is this gap down here to be filling. So we'll have to see if this thing kind of loses 177 or not. But for now, all I see for the time being is just this being kind of range bound. So watch resistance at 180, watch support at 178. It's been stuck between these areas for quite some time. And I think we're going to likely just continue to trade sideways for now going into close. So we'll see how it goes from there. Aapl is very boring. Apple's been just trading sideways as well. Back and forth, back and forth, back and forth between the support is between 169 and 170. Resistance is around 171.5 to 172. We've been stuck between 169 and 172 for a long time. I would say that Aapl is going to likely just range trade in the very low 170s, not really do too much or anything too significant. For Nvidia, I called out that we had this support down here, which is where this white trend line happens to be. And you guys can see it right here. We bounced off this white trend line many, many times. And that's what ended up happening for today. I did mention that Nvidia could drop a bit, and then watch support right over here. So we held 940, the 50 EMA, and we're trying to hold this trend line. So if we do hold through this, it could try to rebound a bit. If we end up pumping and then dumping again, we have to hold this trend line. If we lose this, Nvidia could come all the way down to like 938, 930, and 925 all over again. So we got to hold this support on Nvidia. If we do hold the support, we could start pushing back up. So watch for that very carefully. As of right now, it's holding all right. So we'll see how it goes. For a few others, we have Supermicro currently at 1070. We're going to be watching support at 1057, resistance at 1100. We're kind of stuck right now, but we did get this push to 1100 as I predicted yesterday. So far, so good. Rivian trying to rebound a little bit, watching this kind of pump and dump move. It's just trading sideways around this 10.7 area, not really doing much. For we have Coinbase. Coinbase is on a nice uptrend. It's still technically making higher highs and higher lows like this, but you guys can see it likes to kind of hold around the 50 EMA at, which is currently at 269. So we're going to be watching support around 272 and then 269, this range right here. See if we kind of hit this in bounce, or if we come back down and lose this. Overall, I see some nice support here, so we'll see if this holds up, but I see some potential for this moving forward. For Amazon, we're also doing something very similar to Coinbase. We're holding our 50 EMA. So Amazon has resistance, at 180. We're just kind of stuck right now. We're stuck between support at the 50 EMA at 179.13 and 180 is resistance. It's indecisive. It's waiting to see if it could break. So I would say just be patient. This could be a cup and handle like structure, but I'm not going to count on that. 180 is going to be a tight level. If we break through this, we could start pushing higher. If it rejects off here, we're going to be making a move back down. Otherwise, this is just a cup and handle, and we just have to be patient for now. For Meta has been on a bit of a, it's starting to slow down a bit, losing the 50 EMA. If it continues to sink like this, losing 504, watch it come down to about 499 to 500 flat. There's a risk of this dropping a bit more, in my opinion, but watch and see if support holds. We have some support coming up right over here. I would say for Meta, it could drop a little bit more, showing a little bit of weakness, so give it some time. With that being said, guys, on SPY, let's see if we can get a decent close, very close to 521. If we do achieve that, this thing could rebound a bit. If it fails, if it starts sinking below 520, it's going to be a bad sign. So be careful, guys. Let's see how this thing closes. Let's see how Tesla does as well. And we'll be very, very patient for the time being. Thank you for listening, guys. This is going to be a very, very quick update on the markets. Let me just say that as a reminder, at least going into tomorrow, whether or not we continue to chop, because the market's been very choppy, that could be determined by what we see in the pre-markets tomorrow. And then on top of that, do not forget that for Thursday, we have a crazy options chain, and Thursday is going to be the last trading day of the week until the week is over for trading. We're not going to have trading. On Friday, even though there's no trading, we still have Jerome Powell giving a speech and the PCE data. So we may not get a big reaction until like next week, until we get to like Monday. So that's how the market's looking. We only have 2 trading days left for the week. Be very, very patient. Do what you have to do, guys. And I'll see you guys in just a couple of hours for another update. Thank you for listening. Have a great day. The market to the moon because the long term is very bright. And peace out.